So we talked about having enough money to last your entire life. But now let's talk about how you're going to create that rock solid income, the foundation income of your retirement plan that can't lose money. Remember, we talked about that. You have to have it built on concrete and steel rebar, cannot fluctuate. Just ask yourself, did your paycheck while working fluctuate according to the performance of your 401k, your IRA, your SEP IRA? No, heavens no. So it shouldn't now. So how are we going to create that stable retirement income? One of the major things we use here at the firm are indexed annuities, but it's specifically fixed indexed annuities. Why? Because they can potentially allow us to pace or even outpace inflation without exposing that principal to loss. That does depend on the claims paying ability of the underlying insurance carrier. But in my career, 15 years or longer of doing this, I haven't seen one that we've used ever falter. So with that in mind, we want to look and say, well, how will that work? I've heard that annuities tie up your money. How will I be able to create the income if that happens? Well, here's the key. You have to have partial liquidity for sure while maintaining that stability. Many of them follow why they're called indexes is they follow an index like the S&P 500. Right now, because interest rates got pushed so high, guess what? Could be a very fine opportunity for a fixed indexed annuity. Now, the ability of them to pay you a monthly check depends on the amount you can withdraw. So let's say you have a 6, 7, 8 year annuity, not a variable annuity, because variable means they can lose money, they can lose your principal, but something that's fixed, but will give you a portion of the upside without any chances of loss. Right now, you can see something that will allow you to withdraw at least 5%, if not 10%, of the amount that you put in from day one. Most of the ones we use allow 10% from day one. All of the ones we use, almost entirely, allow 10% withdrawal after 1 year. So now you get it. Let's say you have a $1 million portfolio. Let's say 400,000 are in fixed index annuities. In these annuities, they're going to allow you 10%. If you just have 30% of your portfolio there, it's going to allow 30,000. You can divide that by 12 months. Now you've got steady income coming in. And here's the key. When the stock market goes up, you may go up with a portion of it, but the following year, if the stock market goes down, you may go sideways. And then when the stock market goes up, you can go up. If the next year goes down, you could go sideways. Many of them have a locking feature so that every year, every 2 years, if your index goes up, it can lock it in. So even if that index goes down the following year, the following 2 year cycle, you can just go sideways. Nice and stable. If there's no chance of loss, you've got that concrete foundation you need. We do use all their other alternative investments. We have used preferred stocks as well, but they're not guaranteed. But they can pay a handsome dividend depending on them. And that could have a lot of variables. Oftentimes, you have to be an accredited investor with a net worth of at least $1 million. So now, if you have established that stable income in retirement, now you can take risk with stocks in the market and you don't have to worry about that because you've established all your income sources. That's why life is about moderation. You want to mix it. I've said before, my grandfather lived to be 93. He drank 1 shot of whiskey every day, but just one, and he sipped it very slow. Probably helped him and helped his blood. You could have steak and potatoes. It could be good for your iron in your blood, but you wouldn't want to have that every evening. Nor more would you want to have kale twice a day. It's just too much of any one thing. So like life being about moderation, so is investing. You want to have a mix of things. So now if you've established that monthly income, what else do you have to look at? Because now your written retirement income plan, your chartered retirement course could be complete, but there's another enemy out there, and it's called taxes. And where we are now might not be the same as where we're going to be in the future for taxes. Let's talk about that on our next 3 mod.